Hi, and welcome to a new incubation talk at Dutch Game Garden. My name is Arje Loop. Today we're here with Sarah Thompson and we're going to discuss Unity. Sarah, thanks for being here. Could you quickly introduce yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me. I'm Sarah. I'm one of the account executives at Unity. I handle all things to do with licenses, your account, and anything that involves putting you in touch with the right teams, whether it be multiplayer, ads, partnerships, introduce you to services, and more importantly, get you in touch with our engineering team to help any technical issues that you're having, really.
Cool.
And yeah, just to announce the partnership that we have now put together.
Thank you. We're going to talk about all those things, but first of all, the partnership. How did it come about?
So, reached out to Richie on LinkedIn just before Gamescom and said, hey, let's meet up and see what we can do. And it was a very quick process. Within about 2 months, I think, that we had the contract in place and the agreement. And now we have this wonderful partnership with Dutch Game and Unity.
And I can imagine you talking to a lot of developers.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you want to talk to Dutch Game Garden?
Well, my understanding, of course, Dutch Game Garden specializes in helping studios not just get started, but you also introduce them to publishers, investors. And the idea is with Unity, we have a whole heap of services and professional services and partnerships available with our engineers. And, timing is key, as we all know, with gaming studios and when you get your investment and your funding. So the idea is we want to be able to come in at the right time and introduce ourselves at the early stages so that we can be part of the funding. We can talk to the publishers and the investors, give them the peace of mind, knowing that they've got the backing of Unity experts to make sure that they're going to get their projects released on time and ultimately deliver that ROI that they're all after.
Because you mentioned funding, we'll get to that in a little bit as well. I'm guessing that some of the people here might not realize that Unity thinks that way as well. So that this is a package that we're helping you, giving you, helping you get, and making your offer for a publisher more interesting than it already was just looking at the game. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just about making sure that they have the peace of mind knowing that they've got the backing of the Unity experts. I mean, no one knows Unity better than the ones that have built it, I guess. So, there's so many ways in which we can help you. And we just want to essentially make all of our customers as successful as they can be.
Yeah.
And in any way that we can do that, whether it's just by speaking to an engineer or partnering together and offering a service, there's many, many, many solutions out there for everyone, really.
And I think that's where at least some of our goals align, making these companies as successful as possible.
Exactly.
A lot of services, you mentioned a few, but we'll go through a few. Unity Pro, Unity Services. Can you explain what's what and how they relate to each other and what do you get when? What's the deal?
Absolutely. So as many of you may know, there's 3 different tiers of Unity. So you've got the the free version, the Plus version, and you've got the Pro. Personal is available to anyone that's just starting out, that's a hobbyist, just wants to learn Unity. Plus is when you're feeling a bit more advanced, I guess, and then Pro is when you are looking to release your game and start making money from it, because with Pro you have all of these amazing benefits that come with it. So you get higher levels of tech support. Your tickets get answered much faster. We're able to resolve more complex issues. You've got access to things like source code, so that you can start, modifying your own requirements. Advanced cloud diagnostics as well. Better visibility into what's happening to your game. Real-time data, player performance, engagement, things like that. And in-app purchases as well. So you can use the premier ad monetization solution for mobile games. It just simplifies in-app purchases, essentially. So it just opens up a whole different world when you're ready to release your game.
Talking about in-app purchases, simplifying it, is there also somebody on your end that could help set it up? How does that work?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we would put you in touch with the engineering team, and they will then be able to direct you into whether it be put you into the ads, whether we introduce you to our solutions partner who manages the app store and things like that. So, the asset store rather. But I was going to say, but before we continue, we talked about the deal that we announced today, and that's why you're here. And also we're here at the network lunch. So thanks for that. What is the deal exactly? So currently all DGG members will get 10% off any of their pro licenses, and if you're an incubee, you'll get 15% off your licenses if you join within the first 90 days of your membership. Otherwise, it's still 10%. So it makes it a little bit easier to go onto Pro a bit faster. And then going on to Pro means that you have access to the services that we offer. So you have to be on Pro in order to get the services.
Right.
So it just opens up the doors more.
Yeah, so just from my understanding, I'm not a developer. What do you get with Plus? Because it's not services. Unity Plus is just your first step up.
Yeah.
What does it get you?
Plus will still give you some analytics, but Pro is definitely more, it opens the doors in terms of being able to get access to the Unity experts. Plus you will get still get some kind of analytics, but I would say that I think that there's slightly more analytics that you get with Pro, but I can always confirm that.
Yeah. So let's dig into Pro a little bit and those services. What are some of the more notable ones that you think people should know about and might not know about?
Yeah, absolutely. So we do everything from professional services. So this is essentially utilizing Unity experts to make you successful. It's ideal for any customers that want to get onto the latest tech, or you want assistance from a Unity developer working alongside your team.
How does that work?
Well, it just means that we can come on site, for example, so we can, spend like 10 days on site. We can work with your team, and then we can take your code away. We can have a little look at it and then send back a detailed report and suggestions and best practice and things like that. Project reviews as well, that all falls under professional services.
All right, because maybe you all know about this, but I wouldn't expect that as part of the services when you buy a license for an engine.
No, absolutely no. This is very much if you are really, really pressed for time and you need someone to do something fast, that's when professional services come in, because we have things like a TAC, technical architectural consultancy, which is at the early stage of, how do I build this project? Or you can have something like a CAP-C, which is late in development and you need help with performance.
Yeah.
So that's ultimately what the professional services are for. Timescales are very, very important, so we need to be aware of them just so that we can deliver what you need on time, of course. But then more of the partnership services, I would say, you have everything from core support. So that's like a ticketed system. So you can just get your bug prioritizations done a lot faster. So you just have like a Zendesk ticket system. You can just file your question away. You'll have an engineer ready to answer your questions and look into any bugs. Or you can go into something which we call ISS, which is an integrated success service. And the way that we propose that is the best way to fight fires is to prevent them in the first place. So you get access to a DRM, which is like a technical producer. They become part of your team. They give you best practice tips and advice. Just increase your chances of releasing your highly optimized game and performance titles. It just means that you have that peace of mind knowing that you've got the Unity expert to help get done what you need to get done. And it's like a year-long service as well. And it can help with multiple projects, not just one.
There's probably added cost to that, or not? How
Yes.
does that work? Yeah, this sounds great, and I want the whole Unity team making my game right now, but it's probably not as simple as that.
No, there are definitely additional costs, but they are very much bespoke.
Okay.
Just to give you ideas, you can have core support, which starts around 25,000, but it depends on what you need and things like that. It's ultimately customizable, and it depends how many days you want on site and the level of access to engineers that you need.
Maybe a smaller scale team, something that these people can relate to, that have been through that process, that you've worked with, that you've seen, or that a colleague of yours has helped secure a publishing deal?
I wouldn't be able to let you know about the publishing deal. I mean, I know that we've connected a few people to Ubisoft and Paradox, because we do work with some of the biggest publishers. But depending on the size of your studio, we can always recommend the right publisher for you based on your location and things like that. So we can absolutely put you in touch with them, because we work with all of them pretty much.
And a first step for starting companies like these would be to talk to someone like you? Yeah,
absolutely. So I would be your account manager, essentially. And then I would put you in touch with the engineers. So we'll jump on a call with an engineer. They'll do a discovery call, find out exactly what it is that we need to help with. And then hopefully we can then involve the investors, the publishers.
Yeah.
And then everyone's aligned.
And you're okay with talking to studios that don't have a big budget yet?
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe
absolutely.
To help them get to that stage, or at least so
yes.
that Unity can be part of the
Of course.
The growth of the...
Our engineers are more than happy to jump on calls with customers. And if there's anything that they can give away free, if there's a question, they will. If it requires actually seeing your code and having to come on site, then they will. But they're more than happy just to jump on calls and give best practice tips and things like that. So.
And you're here today, so I expect all of you to talk to Sarah at least later on today, maybe at drinks.
Absolutely,
I
I'll be at
think
the
you will
drinks,
still be here, but you've been here all day.
I'll be there. Don't worry, I'll be there.
If they, for some reason, don't speak to you today, is Unity going to do stuff like this more often? Are they going to be at every event where you can just make an appointment with an account manager to get this kind of info?
Absolutely. We plan to be at Indigo for sure, and we're always at GDC. We're always at Unite, of course. Which you guys will be at as well, hopefully. So yeah, all the big events will be there. And yeah, as I said, anytime that you want to come and have a chat to us, we'll be there.
Cool.
And yeah.
And that kind of leads me into next year. Today we're also starting kind of a planning forward by looking backward, but we're going to plan. You guys obviously have a roadmap.
Yes. For
2020 and maybe even further along. Can you share a bit of what's up next?
I can indeed.
Yeah.
So this will be quite exciting, I have to say. So for 2020, two major things that are coming out. If you haven't heard of them, we've got DOTS, Data-Orientated Tech Stack. So we're essentially rebuilding the core foundation of Unity with a high-performance, multi-threaded DOTS. And it's going to basically make it possible for your game to fully utilize the latest multi-core processors without the heavy programming headache. And it will include the following features, and I'm going to make sure I'm saying this right. The C# job system for running multi-thread code efficiently, the entity component system for writing high-performance code by default, and the burst compiler for producing highly optimized native code.
Okay, I have no idea.
I have no idea what that means either, but I'm hoping you guys do.
All these eyes are lighting up. Supposedly, it's going to be very exciting, right?
Yeah, it's a multi-threaded system that's going to enable you to create games that run on a variety of hardware. You can build richer games, worlds with more elements, more components, more simulations, and have even more optimized thermal control and battery life as well on players for mobile devices. So your mobile won't die within 5 minutes of playing a game.
That sounds great.
Yes.
Because I do play games.
And the idea is as well, by moving from object-orientated to data-orientated design, it will be easier for you to reuse your code and for others to understand and work on it. So then it makes it easier for us to work with you as well. It's currently in preview, but then 2020.
In preview, what does that mean? Does that mean that people who have Pro can already try it out? Is it in beta?
Yes, I believe so. I'll need to double check that, but I think at the moment it's in beta internally.
Okay, sorry.
But I will find out for you. And then the next big thing is HDRP.
And what is that?
So that's high definition render pipeline. So back in, 2018.1, we introduced a new system called the scriptable render pipeline, which allows you to create your own rendering pipeline. And based on the needs of your project, SRP includes 2 ready-made pipelines. So we've got lightweight render pipeline, right, and then we've got the high definition render pipeline, and it aims for high visual fidelity and is suitable for PC or console platforms. Also still in preview mode. So
that's coming in 2020?
Yes, so this is what's to look forward to. And we also support next-gen consoles as well, and we already have Unity running on Scarlett, the new Xbox, so if you need help porting into new devices, anything like that.
Cool.
So
I think you shared that with me.
I did.
We won't look at it here now, but I will definitely share that with the group. We can share that, after today. You've just met like a cross-section of the Dutch games industry at the network lunch. What did you think? Enlighten us.
It was great. I was standing at my little desk and lots of people coming up to me, and it was all different. It was I spoke to a couple of students that are just looking to start creating their own VR games. Ones that have been using Unity for a long time. As I said, sadly, I'm not a developer, so there's not too many technical questions I can answer, but I certainly have lots of follow-up calls booked in ready for engineers for next week. So if you see my business card laying around, drop me an email. If there's anything that you guys need help with, I'll get you on a call with an engineer, and they'll be more than happy to help. Yeah,
so that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. If there's anybody with a question, you can ask the technical question. She will just refer you to an engineer. But if there are any questions about maybe what Unity can do for you or what you can do for Unity, this would be the time.
Hey, Arjen Miedema, Bullet Whale Games. I have a few questions. One is about the state of the new UI system. So from what I've been able to tell, there was the new UI builder, which is for the editor, but it's also being transferred now to the in-game, the in-engine version. But when can we really expect to be really able to use it?
I believe that's going to be in the new version of 2019.3. Let me just double check that. 2019.4, sorry, because we're in 2019.3 is due to be released this month. So I believe 2019.4 and 2020 is when that should be available.
Okay.
But I'm going to find out for you. I'm going to add that to my list.
Hi, I'm DeLorean from Studio DeLorean.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I had a question also about the things that you offer, because my game is currently not made in Unity, and I've been talking to investors, and they said, well, it would be such a good idea to transfer to Unity.
I agree.
I could imagine. But I was kind of wondering, like, since you were talking about the services earlier, like, how would something like that work? So, like, I have a game now, and I could go to you and like, hey, I want my game transferred to Unity. Can you help?
Mm-hmm.
Then how would you even start?
Absolutely. Well, the first thing we would do, that would fall probably more under professional services. So we would put you in touch with one of our, probably the head of professional services. He's great. Someone like Ian Dundall, for example. They will be able to do a little bit more digging, a bit more discovery, find out what it is that you're looking to achieve, and then they can offer the services about how we can get you from one engine to another. But it's certainly something that we can do, but everything before we do it just involves a little bit of discovery, a little bit of a call with the right person, and then we can make it happen. But yeah, we've helped people move over from Unreal from internal engines many times, so that's definitely something that we can help you with for sure.
But then is it mostly like the coding part, for example, or in my case, the game also would need a redesign? Like, would you guys help with the entire package, or is it like
yes,
the
I mean,
back end only?
Yes, I mean, it depends on, I guess, on the type of code that you've used, I think.
Yeah.
But there is a way that we've been able to move multiple massive games from one engine to another. So I know that we have people that will be able to make your life a lot easier. We wouldn't expect you to rewrite your entire game in a whole new language, don't worry, or anything like that.
Exactly,
So
no, that's what I was wondering.
There is definitely a way that we can do it, and I will be able to find out some more information around that and set you up with the right person, no problem. So
Okay.
I didn't bring my cards with me. I think I left them in the other room, but I'll be certain to give out my cards, and then anything that you need to know, just email me and I will get the answers for you, no problem. And I'll put you in touch with the right team.
Oh, that sounds great.
But yeah, we can definitely help with that.
Thank you.
There's only, I think, one topic that we haven't covered yet, which I was kind of expecting, but revshare. How does that work with Unity?
Revshare.
Yeah, is there any kind of revshare when you make something in Unity and publish and make money?
No, so we don't take any kind of royalties or anything like that from you. You just pay for the licenses, and then you can be as successful as you can be, and we will not charge any extra from you. Is that what you're referring to? Sorry.
That was
yes, yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. No, you just pay for the licenses, and there is no royalties to pay whatsoever. So, yeah, if you want to make a big successful game, build it in Unity.
That's it for today's incubation talk. I'd like to thank you for watching and Sarah Thompson for expertise. Sarah, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
All right.